What's up everybody, it's your boy Carpo here, back again with another Fallout 76 video. In today's video, we're going to be going over the latest patch notes from today, January the 29th, 2019. But as always, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you like the video, smash that thumbs up button, leave a comment down below, and stay up to date for more Fallout 76 videos. Now let's get started. So if you want to read these patch notes, I will be leaving a link down below so you can check out these yourself. Now, the patch version for today on the PC is version 1.0.5.10, for the PS4 1.0.5.9, and for the Xbox 1.0.5.7. The download size for today's patch will be approximately 3.5 gigabytes for the consoles and around 500 megabytes for the PC. Now, under general, under performances, there are several additional improvements have been made to the in-game performance, and for stability, the Fallout 76 game client and servers have received additional stability improvements. For balances and changes, the perks, the damage bonuses provided by each rank of Demolition X perk have been reduced to match other weapon perk damage bonuses. And under perks, the condition loss bonuses provided by each rank of the White Knight and Licensed Plumber perk have been reduced, and their repair bonuses have also been reduced to match their Power Patcher perk. Under dev notes, in looking at the Demolition X perk, White Knight and Licensed Plumber perk, we felt they have so far been overperforming in their current roles, and we wanted to bring them more in line with similar perks to help prevent them from feeling like mandatory picks. Under weapons, the explosive legendary mod damage bonus have been reduced from 100% to 20% of the base weapon damage with explosive radius damage, and that is absolutely a nerf. Under weapons, the two-shot legendary effect damage bonus have been reduced from 100% to 25% of the base damage. Also a nerf. There's a dev note. As mentioned in the previous Inside the Vault article, both the explosive mod and two-shot weapons could result in dealing very high amounts of damage, and this was compounded if two shots and explosive were combined. So they decided to tone down both of these damages bonuses back. And last but not least, under weapons, flamers, cryolators, plasma weapons, and laser weapons can no longer spawn with the explosive legendary mod. And there also is a dev note. The explosive mod causes weapons to fire bullets that are explosive. The weapons listed above don't fire bullets, so we've temporarily removed the ability from them to spawn with that mod applied, so we can make adjustments. Now, under camp crafting and workshop scrapping, loose weapons and armor mods are now protected from auto scrapping when crafted. However, they can still be scrapped manually if a player wants to bring them back into scrap components. Under turrets, an own tag will now appear next to the name of turrets a player has built in their camp or a workshop. Now under design and gameplay. Now under carry weight. Your carry weight is capped to an absolute limit of 1,500 pounds over the character's current maximum carry weight. For example, if your carry weight limit is 210 pounds, then your maximum weight limit is now 1,710 pounds. Characters will be unable to exceed this new weight limit moving forward. Characters who already exceeded this limit will be unable to add any additional items or caps to their inventory until they have reduced their carry weight below the new cap. Now, there is a dev note. These limits exist primarily to keep the servers from performing poorly, which can happen when we have too many items in the game world. They also play a role in helping to regulate the in-game economy. We do recognize the desire to earn more of the cool items that we have in game, and we're looking for various of these solutions that will increase the stash size, but they will be talking about this in the future. Now under cap stashes. To help address cap exploit, cap stashes have been turned into containers which will allow them to properly reset and provide players with instant loot. Under plans and recipes, when viewing a plan or recipe in a menu, a known tag will now appear next to the names of recipe and plans that the player have already learned. Now under vendors, recipes and plans in vendors' inventories are no longer randomized and can now be reliably sourced from those vendors, with an exception from some minor workshops and camp plans. Now, the appearance of many plans and recipes in vendor inventories is based on player level, and they will show up once the proper level has been reached. Additional structural plans for wall sets, power connector doors, generators, and water purifiers have also been added to some vendors. Now under PvP, Hunter Hunted. A server-wide message will now appear when a player joins the Hunter Hunted queue. This message will only be displayed once per player to avoid spam. An additional server-wide message will be displayed when Hunter Hunter is ready to begin in order to give other players a final chance to join. Now under quests and events. Belly of the Beast, a new ultrasight power armor entry has been added to Tagari Terminal on the top floor Fort Defiance, offering ultrasight power armor plans to those who read it. Now for First Contact. A new miscellaneous objective will now appear upon reaching the Overseer's camp for the first time, prompting the players to place a camp of their own. At Gully Mine, a new miscellaneous objective will now appear at Gully Mine to introduce player to ore deposit. Now for Monster Mash. The amount of XP awarded per round during the event has been reduced from 350 to 100, and that is a nerf. Now under bugs and fixes. Under arts and graphic, lighting no longer flickers through the Arcos Pharma. Under appear, fix an issue that causes character's leg to show through the rose dress while it's equipped. Under camp crafting and workshops, artillery, fix the issue that could prevent artillery from being placed in valid locations. Under blueprints, address the issue preventing player from placing a stored blueprint containing posts that were placed partially underground when the blueprints were originally saved. Budget. Scrapping a stored blueprint that contained wires will now completely remove those wires from the camp budget. Exploit. Address an exploit that could allow players to duplicate their stored blueprints. Exploit. Address an exploit that could allow players to reduce their carry weight to a negative value. Under Foundation, fix the issue that could cause a cannot place item needs support message to display when editing a partially floating foundation. Under Power Armor Stations, player can no longer view power armor they do not own when attempting to access a power armor station that's occupied by another player. Under Scrapping, ignition cores crafted for the Earth Mover event are no longer automatically scrapped when using the scrap all junk option at the workbench. Under scrapping, junk items that need to be manually scrapped are no longer automatically scrapped for components when attempting to craft. Under store objects, repeatedly attempting to place an atomic shop variant of an object the player had stored but does not own no longer prevents them from placing other variants. Under structures, fix the issue that could prevent a capped or workshop structure from being edited when building levels have been merged or split several times. This fix is not retroactive and will not apply to structures built prior to today's patch. And under terminals, power terminals contained within a stored blueprint now work correctly when the blueprint is placed in a new location. Now under challenges. Collect holotape games. Nuka Tapper sub-challenge can now be completed by playing the Nuka Tapper holotape game. Under formal wear challenges, pantsuits and short suits now correctly count as formal wear when completing challenges. Under gathered building supplies, the scrap item to produce fertilizer condition has been updated to collect fertilizer and can be completed by salvaging or crafting it using spoiled fruit, vegetables, and meat. Under Learn Cooking Recipes, this challenge will now recognize many additional cooking recipes when they are learned for the first time. Retroactive credit will now be awarded for recipes learned prior to today's patch, but that is planned for a future update. Under Enemies AI, fix the issue in which some enemies could chase the player farther than intended and become frozen in place. An exploit. Address several XP exploits by adding a limit to the maximum amount of XP granted by a single kill. And for looting, fix the issue that could prevent players from looting goo and ash piles after killing an enemy with a laser or a plasma weapon. And under general, loading, fix issues where it could cause players' body parts, equip, apparel, or armor to become temporarily invisible to other nearby players or teammates after loading into a world. And under the monorail elevator, fix the issue that prevented the monorail elevator near the edge of Cranberry Bog from taking players to the top floor. Under performance, the Scorched Earth event has received optimization improvements. Under performance, on laptops with more than one graphics card, Fallout 76 will now default to using the dedicated graphics card rather than the integrated card. And under performance, launching the traditional or simplified Chinese game clients on Xbox One no longer causes a 6-second hitch when the launch video begins to play. Now under items, bobbleheads. Using multiple explosive bobbleheads no longer causes their effects to stack. Under exploits, they have addressed an exploit that could allow players to duplicate items using modus vendors. And under exploit, address an exploit in which the vampire legendary effect could restore health through unintended means. Ouch! There goes my health. Under magazines, remove magazines from several locations where they were unintentionally guaranteed to spawn. And under tomahawks, no longer become stuck in mid-air after striking a hostile creature or player. Under magazines, guns and bullets, number 5, now correctly provides bonus components when scrapping weapons, but no longer specifies a 50% increase. Under magazine, Tesla Science 6 now correctly grants bonus rad resistance. Under Rad X, consuming multiple Rad X or diluted Rad X no longer causes their effects to stack. Under health bonuses, a player with very low health who unequips an item that provides bonus health will no longer be instantly killed if removing that item that will cause their health to drop below 0%. Now under paper bags, fix multiple issues in which transferring items into an empty paper bag as the bag was despawning causes those items to become lost. Under Pip-Boy, fix the rare issue that causes some characters' Pip-Boy to go missing. And under power armor, entering a suit of power armor no longer occasionally causes it to become invisible to nearby players. Now under perks, the Butcher's Bounty. Searching a dead tick with the Butcher's Bounty perk equipped can now correctly produce additional tick blood. Under Cap Collector, it now requires players to search cap stashes, much like other perks that grant a search option for containers. Now for an exploit, address an exploit affecting the Curator perk. Fireproof, flame attack damage reduction provided by the Fireproof perk now correctly applies to the Molotov fire damage. Now for Serendipity, a notification will now appear on screen and sound effects will play whenever the Serendipity perk effects are triggered. Now for Super Duper, can no longer trigger this when crafting quest items. Under Traveling Pharmacy, now correctly applies its weight reduction effect to Radaway, Diluted Radaway, Semtex, Diluted Semtex, Blood Packs, Glowing Blood Pack, Disease Cures, and Antibiotics. Now for PvP. Under Respawn, fix the issue that could prevent a player who was killed in water from correctly ending PvP upon respawning. Under Stealth, address an issue in which stealth damage bonuses can still be applied by a sneaking player attacks during PvP even when that player was within the target's direct line of sight. And Wonder, fix the issue that could cause the bounty amount for a wanted player to appear halved on the map when approaching that player in the game world. Now for quests and events, Breach and Clear. The Meteorite Sword now correctly has a slim chance to spawn in containers during the Breach and Clear event. Under Early Warnings, quest progress will no longer become stuck when crafting upgraded motors, and logging out after crafting upgraded motors will now longer reset the quest tracker to 0 out of 5. Now under Events, fix the issue that could allow a player to simultaneously join 2 different events. And also under Events, fast traveling after joining an event will now correctly remove the player from that event and will no longer prevent them from joining proximation event after the fast travel destination. Under Flavors of Mayhem, Rose will no longer occasionally play unrelated voiceover lines when attempting to turn in Flavors of Mayhem, and the player is no longer prevented from correctly completing the quest. Under Signal Strip, fix the issue that could prevent Rose's introductory voiceover lines from playing when the player approaches top of the world. And under Second Helpings, an area marker will now appear for the Find the Dilbert Winters and Flatwood objective to better inform the player about their options for proceeding through the quests. Now for Survival Diseases, the Ratworm disease is now correctly increases rat damage taken by 50%. Under Sound, Weapons, breath sound effects will now play correctly when activating the hold breath option when zoomed. Now under User Interfaces, for display, Fallout 76 will now become better auto-detected AMD 7900 to the 8900 series and AMD Radeon R9 200 series graphics card. Under Field of View, addresses the issue causing camera clipping near walls when using a very high field of view setting. Under Hotkeys, Fallout 76 now better support French RZ keyboard layouts and the game's controls will adjust accordingly. Also under Hotkeys, while using the French RZ keyboard, the /E can now be properly rebound in the controls menu. Under loading screens, fix the issue that caused loading screens to appear cut off or black at different resolutions when entering a building's interior. Under map, characters' level no longer appear truncated on the map for players over level 100. Under nameplates, fix the issue that prevented players' nameplates from appearing while inside the nuke zone during the Scorched Earth event. Also under nameplates, fix the issue that prevented the crown icon from displaying next to legendary enemy nameplates. Under social, on Xbox, after sending a friend request to another player, a notification will now display to confirm that a friend request has been sent. Also, the friend invite to team option no longer appears for players who have already joined the team. And if an attempt to fast travel to a friend or teammate using the social menu fails due to nearby enemies, the player now will be notified by an error message that states you cannot fast travel when enemies are nearby. Now under trading, decrease the wait time required between trades when making multiple trades with another player. If player attempts to make multiple trades too quickly, a new trade failed due to frequency, wait a moment and try again. Error message will now display rather than the previous trade failed on server message. Under trading, fix the issue on PC that could cause the player cursor to appear on both sides of the trade menu at the same time. Under tutorials, new players will now receive a tutorial message informing them of the change appearance option in the main menu. Now under VATS, now selects targets more consistently across different field of view values. For example, VATS will no longer target enemies that are visible in the peripheral vision at high field of view values, but would be off screen at default field of view values. This fix will help prevent VATS from providing an advantage to players who use high field of view settings. Now under VATS, fix the issue that could cause VATS interface to rapidly flicker on and off. Under voice chat, fix the issue preventing the speaker icon from appearing to other players while a player is speaking over voice chat. And last but not least, workshop previews. The player current atom balance no longer appears truncated when viewing an atomic shop item in the workshop preview at 6:10 ratios as to 21:9 resolutions. So that is all of the patch notes. Finally got through it. If you are still here, you are a champ, and obviously you didn't want to read it, but I got your back. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe and all of that other good stuff. It definitely helps out the channel, gets the video out there, and all of that goodness. And as always, I will be seeing y'all in the next video. Later.